following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
EC Radio, Disruption Networks. Disruption Networks.
What's good, everybody? How are you? I can't believe how deaf I am. It's amazing how much hearing I've lost throughout the years. I always got to crank it up in my headphones. And the people that are on before me just can't hear or can't listen. I don't know what it is. Anyways, it's time to disrupt your afternoon. It's me, Z. Yeah, baby, you can follow along on all Disruption Network social media platforms and wrapped up into a nice little podcast that you can view and listen to at your discretion. DisruptionNetwork.net, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, pretty much anywhere where you listen to podcasts, you can find the D in EC Radio. Much love to my sponsors. Thank you so much to Utica Coffee. I'm drinking Southern Pecan today. It's pretty tasty. Love what they do over at Utica Coffee. You can find them online at wakethehellup.com. Also, much love to Utica Hemp, EJA Moving Services, and my good friends over at the Saranac Brewery. So, coming up on March 7th, the Great American Heart Run and Walk. It's coming up. The America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk. I always screw that up, don't I, Sarah? I feel like I do. Okay. Do I? You've been here enough. And yeah.
Don't do it again.
Let's do it again. Do not do it again. I got the crew from the Heart Association in the house with me. I got Carrie, Steve, and Sarah. Welcome, folks. Good to see everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. I know Carrie's a little petrified to be in here right now.
I did not.
She's like, don't ask me any questions, please. Just look at Steve. I'm kidding with you. I will play with you a little bit over here. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Get a little closer to the mic, though.
Okay.
It moves up, too, so don't be shy. Please don't be shy. So, the Heart Run and Walk coming up on March 7th, and it's been going on for, 40-plus years, huh?
48.
48 years?
Yeah, it was the original run, yes, from Barneveld.
From Barneveld.
Right.
So, when they first started it off, it was a run?
It was a run. If I'm not mistaken, it was 5 gentlemen that wanted to raise money for the Heart Association. So they started at Band's Tavern in Barneveld, and they ran it to a radio station to donate to the Heart Association.
Speaking of radio station, you got a radio voice, Steve. Anybody?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you got good pipes, man. So then that was 48 years ago.
Right.
I look at the monster that has been snowballed into what it is today.
Really, and we have to credit the volunteers. We have a great network of volunteers that come out every year. And again, and then the participants. Central New York has always been a giving community, and they really come out and they make us shine. It's really about those two together that really make this event. I always call call it. It's a Central New York holiday. They've made it a Central New York holiday, the greatest heart run and walk.
It really is. Everybody gets together and they brave the cold most of the time because sometimes there's been some.
Hey, it's going to be warm though.
You know,
it's going to be warm. Look at it outside today, right?
Talk to Mother Nature already. It's going to be 55 and sunny on March 7th.
There you go. There you go.
I got an inside scoop. So every year, do you guys set a goal monetarily?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's the goal this year?
It's clean million.
Get $1 million?
$1 million, yes. We've exceeded that in the past. And like you said, some of the weather challenges have caused it to move a little bit. But I'm extremely confident that we're going to hit the $1 million mark, and I'm excited to do so.
Every year you set it at $1 million?
It's been, well, I wouldn't say at the beginning it wasn't with the five people, obviously. But yes, it's been, actually, that's why we're called America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk. It's because we were the first ones in the country to actually hit the $1 million mark.
Wow.
So that's something we're very, very proud of, and we want to keep doing that.
So the Heart Association gave us that designation. So we're the only heart run and walk in the country that gets to use the America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk tag, and they gave us our own logo for that. And this logo that you see right here, something a lot of people don't know is we work with Munson Williams Pratt Institute. We work with a graphics design class, and we give them criteria every year, and we let the students design logos for us.
Very cool.
And then they submit them to us. We choose our top 3, and then we let our lead volunteers vote on which one they like the best. And that's how our local logo gets chosen every year.
Do the kids win anything for the one that you picked?
They win the opportunity to get put on T-shirts.
Which you have right there. Oh, very cool.
Yep.
So that's going to go on thousands of T-shirts right there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. And it's a great project for them because they get to see their work come to life, and that's what they're going to school for. So, you know, it just goes back to the Heart Association. Our Heart Run and Walk is very different. It's very local. It's very community. You know, so if it weren't for this community, we wouldn't have what we have today.
It's created such a party atmosphere too.
Yes.
People come together, they have their teams, and you know, you could go after and have a couple beers in the gymnasium and just kind of hang out. I mean, it's a great little atmosphere. It's a traditional, it's a holiday. It's a local holiday.
You're exactly right. People come from all over the country to support their team for whatever it is. Everybody has been affected by heart disease in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
So it's nice for the community to get together and go to a central focus that everybody has the same camaraderie, whether, you know, no matter what you do in life, you know, heart disease is our number one killer. So to get together and try to move that needle is really kind of inspiring. And like you said, you see the crowds and you see the fun that they have. It's remarkable.
How many across the country are there Heart Run?
Wow, that's a large question.
There are a lot now.
Is there?
So we were actually Utica community was the first Heart Run and Walk.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we
The original.
we had volunteers who started our friends and family teams with Team Victoria, which last year they had their 25th anniversary, go down to Dallas and actually talk to the Heart Association about how they formed the Friends and Family Division. So we're really the founders. Now they're all over the country and all the large cities and even smaller like Utica.
That's some bragging rights right
Yes, there is.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Things I don't feel like we say enough, you know?
And I think we need to get out there more
Absolutely.
with that because that's huge.
It is.
That's huge. Who's the longest running team? Do you guys have any knowledge on that?
Wow, that's another loaded question.
That is. We don't know the definitely longest running. Friends and family wise, Team Victoria has been, Team Amanda, some other teams, Carrie.
Team Ryan.
Team Ryan.
Sarah's Angels.
Sarah's Angels, they've been around a long time.
And we're talking dozens of years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're well into their
And
20s.
there's companies that have been supporting us every year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it wasn't through Heart Walk, it was through some other Heart Walk.
I'm going to find that out though. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
We got to find that out.
Yeah, I
our
feel like maybe
homework.
you should give him a trophy or something because it's getting involved with the community. But not only that, it's like you have to put aside time to do this
Yes.
heart run.
But
walk.
but to your point though, actually, just last year, one of the founding runners, the last one just passed away last year. So if you want to call that, the longest running one, I would have to
Yep.
say that would be.
And actually, Team Victoria, the founders of the Friends and Family, were recognized through our affiliate, which is our region. They were nationally recognized. as
well
well.
deserved.
For their efforts. yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, we need recognition here as a community,
We sure
being the first. I think we really need to make that a thing. Like it needs to be known
Absolutely.
on a national basis for sure. You mentioned all your volunteers, and this
Right.
event would be nothing without the volunteers. But you also do have some great sponsors. You want to give some love to some of your sponsors. To help you guys out?
Absolutely. Well, our signature sponsors, New York Central Mutual Insurance, and Al Polinsky and that group there. They've been strong supporters for such a long time. Scalzo Zagby Wittig
1992.
has it been that long.
Mm-hmm.
Scalzo Zagby Wittig Insurance,
Same. Long.
same thing. They've been a very strong sponsor. Slocum Dixon, Americu.
Mohawk
guys are-
Valley Health
Yeah, go ahead.
System, Carbone Honda. There's so many to list. We have some satellite walks as well that Bassett Healthcare Network supports us in Rome Hospital as well.
Yeah.
And then we have our telethon. And this year, actually, the lead sponsor for that is Scalzo Zogby Wittig. Right. And then we have hourly sponsors that have been coming back year after year to help support that. UFCW, NYSCOBA, Preferred Mutual Insurance, Mosaic Healthcare.
We do have our new Start Line sponsor.
There you
Yes.
This year, Total Body
go. Some
Fitness.
New ones, yes.
Yep, and Total Body Fitness is out of
Barneville.
Barneveld.
Right up by Vance Tavern. So
You got to give love to the sponsors. And if you
Absolutely.
if they forgot one of you, we're sorry. Because there's
I'm
so
sure
many.
Really,
we
there
did.
is. To your point, there's so many sponsors at so many different levels. We're thankful for them, and a lot of them you'll see if you come to the expo, which is the day before. I always like to give that a plug because that's totally free to the community, whether you're walking or running or not. And that has a new face this year. It's going to be a little redesigned, and we're going to have. We talk about Total Body Fitness is going to be there. Upstate Empire Fitness and was it Body by Design? Is
Yep.
it? They're all going to be doing demonstrations. So if this is a somewhat of a new year still, and if you're looking to maybe join the gym, that's kind of a good way to maybe get some experience. But also to all the other vendors too, they give you heart healthy information on changing your lifestyle.
Yeah.
But also, I think we're going to talk about MVHS.
Yes. You want me to go?
Go right
All
ahead.
right,
Hey.
so MVHS, they have from the front of the gym to the back of the gym, health screenings. You sign a waiver and you can walk through all the health screenings. They do everything from a stroke screening to blood pressure to cholesterol, and they actually let you speak with a doctor at the end.
Yes.
And they kind of advise you of your numbers, and if you have a primary care physician, they may ask you to go see that person, or they may, give you some list of doctors if you don't have your own. But it's free, and it's an awesome way to kind of just keep track of, your own health. And some people come every year for that, but I don't think people realize that that's even available.
It is. I mean, we have several hundred, I think 300 to 400 at minimum a year that go through that. And it's eye-opening. A few years back, we had a gentleman that was in a situation at the time, and they rushed him to the hospital.
Really?
So, I mean, it's a really good way. And like Sarah said, it's completely free. So it's something that the community should take advantage of, and we'd like to see you there.
So you guys set up the expo as well? Is that something?
Yes.
How
Yes.
long's the expo been in
We've been doing
wow.
this
existence?
Oh gosh, at least 20
Yeah, I would
plus
say
years.
20 plus years at least.
At least. And it's from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. The day before the Heart Walk
be the
at the
Friday, the
Utica
6th,
College Gym, March 6th. There is a bus that will be picking people up to bring them over. So it's very convenient. we'd love to have everybody there. We'll have many vendors.
Yeah, you might want to
Lots
mention
of
the parking
opportunities.
places too, so that people. I mean, I guess that'll be
Go for it.
So there's a park and ride.
Yeah, there's a
Park
park
and
and
ride
ride.
system.
Yeah, just
Yes, because-
just to run that by for your listeners. And 125 Business Park Drive in Utica. That's the American Heart Association. This is for again the expo. Our Lady of Rosary on Burstone Road, and then the Holiday Inn on Burstone Road. The day of the walk, run and walk, would be the Heart Association Excellus Blue Cross. Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield. Wow. Why does that hit
Tongue
me today?
twister.
On Rose Drive, and then Utica National in New Hartford. There'll be plenty of parking, and Bernie Bus again does an excellent job getting people in and out to enjoy this stuff. So one thing I do want to mention, or actually a couple of things I want to mention, just no pets. Unfortunately, because of it, the buses and whatnot, we can't really have the pets, and Utica College doesn't allow them inside. So keep your pets home, especially if it's cold. Let them watch TV, see on TV. but as we're talking about events, one thing that has changed this year, if you're a 10-mile runner, we are starting a half hour earlier than we have in the past. That's at 8:10. So just be aware of that, and so be there a little bit early this year because we're taking off.
And for the 10-mile and 18-mile runs, most of the runners do already know this, but they actually take a bus from Utica College up to Vance Tavern or Stittville, and then they run back to the college. So they have to get there pretty early for the buses. Leaves at 6:30 a.m. for the 18-mile run, 7:30 a.m. for the 10-mile run.
And the finish line at Utica College.
The finish
Utica
line
College,
is at
yeah.
Utica College.
Wow. And
Yep.
you get a lot of the same repeat runners every year, huh?
Yeah, but then you're surprised because some of them are new. There's a person that lives out of town for Utica National that's coming in
Right.
to run it from like Ohio or something.
Oh, wow.
Or actually that's a ConMed employee. They heard about it through their company and they joined their Heart Walk team and they're coming in to run.
Yeah, the neat things too, because we have so many colleges around. Actually, last year I got talking to a woman that was going to Hamilton College, and she was doing the 18-mile run. So that's kind of neat that because of all of our colleges and people get to know us from other areas. So to your point, you get new runners every year.
That's great. What's the average attendance? Well, okay, you know what? You probably don't know the average, but do you know the biggest attendance ever?
The biggest attendance we
Yeah.
had, I believe, was 9,800.
Wow.
Upwards of 10,000.
Yeah, it was close to 10,000, and that's where we really want to be.
Yeah.
And the numbers fluctuate, and again, the weather really hits us.
Incredible.
But yes, we would love to get to that 10,000 mark. That would be really neat to have. It'd be another milestone for Utica, or Central New York. I don't want to say just Utica because it's all
The whole Mohawk Valley, yeah.
Our Mohawk Valley has been such great supporters.
And then you get a lot of out-of-towners that come in and that want to walk with their families and their friends
They
and
come in
support the cause.
specifically for that
Yes.
event. This is, one of their family weekends. And because, as Steve mentioned, it's not just Utica, it is really the whole Mohawk Valley. We have
Right.
different opportunities for the areas to pre-register for the event, so they don't, have to wait until the morning of the walk to start handing in their funds that they've been raising. We do have an opportunity the Tuesday before the Heart Walk at Herkimer College. There's a registration. Steve, do you see what time it starts?
Yeah, it's a March
4
3rd.
p.m.
at 4
to
o'clock.
7 p.m.
4 to 7, yep.
Yep. And that is in the admissions building.
Yeah, Herkimer College was a room, RMCC 282 and 283. Doesn't know what that means, but it's there. If anybody from Herkimer College knows, that's where you go.
Yep. And they have all the softball players volunteer for us every year.
Oh, cool.
And they're awesome.
Put the kids to work.
Yep, put the kids to work. And we have a huge Herkimer County contingent that walks. So it's convenient for them. We want to make it convenient. And then everybody from the North Country, there's a registration the Thursday before Heart Walk. It's typically at Vance Tavern. This year, Vance Tavern's closed for renovations. So we are moving it to Adirondack Diner and Lanes, which is right on Route 12 in Barneveld. So it was there a couple of years ago. It's going to be there again. They're nice enough to help us out.
And that's from 5 to 8 as well, correct?
5 to 8, yes.
And then we have the Sangertown. You mentioned
Yeah, I didn't
Sangertown,
mention that yet.
which is on March 4th. Sangertown's kind of neat because we're there basically all day from 9 to 7, and there's an indoor walk. So if you don't want to stay out of the cold, or stay out of the cold, I should say, and you want to walk, you need to walk inside, and that's really kind of fun. But anytime you register for any of these events, you can do all of them. You know, we had a Rome one a couple weeks ago that was phenomenal. So if the people from Rome want to go Utica, you register once and you get the whole gamut. But also you could do it online. Say you're not in the area and you can't make it to the one of these times. You can go to UticaRunWalk.org. UticaHeartRunWalk.org. I say that 100 times. I don't know why I messed that up. UticaHeartRunWalk.org, and you can register there as well. And they give you a lot of tips and information on how to fundraise and help fundraise.
Can people donate even after the walk is over with?
Absolutely.
And how do they do that?
Well, if they are donating on behalf of a walker or a team, they can go to UticaHeartRunWalk.org and they can actually click a donate button and find their team or the person they want to donate to. If they don't have access to online or are just interested in donating to the Heart Walk, they can send us a check made out to American Heart Association, to our local office, 125 Business Park Drive in Utica.
A 1 or 02?
13502. Suite 106.
So much going on, though. There's a lot of
There is.
activities going on.
There's a lot.
It's probably hard for you to keep up with, huh?
It does take a team. Like I said, it takes a strong team, and again, I can't say it enough. Volunteers that Teresa Swider said it once, and you talked about how they've done presentations for other areas, and I was actually with her, and I think it was Albany. We went many years ago, and she says you have a lot of people doing a little bit. It makes a big impact. It
does,
and that sticks in my mind, and this is completely an example of that. You get everybody to do just a little bit, and you make a huge impact.
Well, take me through your weekend, Steve. No, seriously,
Seriously?
for the Heart Run and Walk, you probably don't sleep, do you?
No, I don't. I don't much, but actually, at the Thursday, I help set up for the expo.
Okay.
Because bright and early in the morning, you have the expo, and you have 30 plus vendors there. So, and you have a lot of people coming in and out, and depending on what goes on, you just kind of put out fires every once in a while. A couple of years ago, we had a massive snowstorm that Friday, so vendors started leaving, buses stopped, and then you're calling up saying, "Listen, I need a bus, I need this." You're trying to go through those formalities, but it's fun. So you go right up through, and you just kind of fill in and make sure people have what they need, and you want to thank everybody who's walking and running, and do a few interviews here and there. The day of the event, it's even earlier. I got to be up at Van's Tavern to start the race. So that race starts at 7:10?
7:30.
7:30. So we start that race, and then we jump in the car, and we go to the 10 mile, and then we start that race, and then I jump in the car, and I go to the Utica College, and I start the 3 and 5 mile run, and then the 3 and 5 mile walk.
Do you count your steps?
It's funny you say that. I did. Yeah. I used to count the steps, but I don't have it this year. I got to get one. I'm glad you said something because I do want to get that.
I'd be interested to see how many steps you do just that
I'm curious,
day.
Yes,
too.
you're
Yeah.
right. Right. Well,
not even
these guys
walking.
do too. I mean, they do just as much work.
Yeah, for sure. Sarah, do you count your steps?
I did last year because it was the first time I actually had a Fitbit, and I was over 20,000 steps in one day.
That's a good day.
That's a lot.
That's
of
a good
steps.
day. That's over 10
about 10
miles,
miles,
on your feet.
right?
Yeah, it was a lot.
That is a lot. I'd be
Yeah.
interested to see what you do.
I'm going to try that.
Have you ever walked it or run before you got involved?
It's funny. Actually, yes. The reason why I got involved, I lost a friend 20 years ago. He was 29 years old, and he passed from heart disease. Never knew he had. So that year I did. I walked it probably for the first time, and this is how I got involved, was because I kind of wanted to remember him and support his family and his children that he left behind. So I did. I did it once. And then I got asked by a staff member to volunteer, and I've been stuck here for 13 years. Been on the board for quite a few years. Been chairman of the board once, and about to do it again. So it really is. It is such a meaningful group. And I encourage to volunteer or to do more if you can, because you meet so many people that you would never meet. We all go to work every day. We do the same thing, or, maybe there's a little bit of a change up, but at least this type of group, you get to, again, you meet people you would never meet before. I meet a lot of doctors, physicians, nurses, other business people. And, it's fun. You really have a good time, and you get to exercise some of the talents that you never knew you had, and you're never going to use at work. So really, it's a great opportunity, and especially someone new in the community or someone who's been in the community. It's a great way to get to know people.
And building relationships.
Absolutely, building relationships. Well said, yes.
Sarah, did you walk or run before you got involved?
I grew up in this area,
I know.
almost born and raised. And I remember when it used to start at Notre Dame High School. And I was in Girl Scouts and walked with my troop.
Oh, cool.
And then when I moved back to the area, one of my first jobs was at Heritage Healthcare Center. And I actually went to our executive director and asked if he would support me if I started a Heart Walk team. So I was a Heart Walk team captain that year and convinced him to purchase hoodies for all of the walkers that participated. And then when I worked at the OD, I walked 1 year with them and on their team. I have a picture of it, actually. Shoot, I should have brought it. My legs were numb by the end because it was when the walk started, it wasn't so bad. But when by the time the walk ended, it was like a cold rain, almost snow type of mixture. But it doesn't seem to matter because you're with your friends and you're just having fun. So I thawed out. So that was good. And, the OD, for example, every Friday they bought bagels. And that's one of the ways they fundraised. Everybody, came in and got their Bagel Grove bagel on Friday. And at the time I didn't realize, what they were doing because I was just like, yeah, I want my bagel and I want to walk with my friends. But then that was all fundraising for the Heart Association. And that's what we encourage companies and teams to do is, go out and, have a night where you fundraise. Carrie was just at Team Amanda's fundraiser this Saturday. Tell us about that.
Well, it was at the Legion in Rome. And it was, I think they got a lot more people than what they were expecting because they started.
It's great to hear.
Yeah. Amanda was like, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. I don't know if we have enough food. But they had baskets and they had raffles for that. They had a little big sale going on there. It's right at the Legion, so you can grab a beverage if you need one at a discounted price. So that was fun. And yeah, they did great. They had a great turnout and great families. Like you were saying, you build relationships this way. And I am pretty much new to the American Heart Association. I've only been here for about 7 months, but it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. The staff is welcoming and the volunteers are fantastic. And it's like I have a brand new family.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Have you ever done the Heart Run Walk?
I've never done the walk.
So you're a newbie.
Okay.
We're going to break her in? Or?
Yeah.
My son played hockey.
Okay.
So my Saturdays were at a rink either here or Canada or somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you talk about this weekend, too. You guys had, you talk about Cookie. Melanie had a wraparound event at a fitness place.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Yes.
I can't walk still from that.
Oh, my gosh. My wife is still complaining. Good thing I didn't go.
So what was it?
Well, yeah.
OB training.
Okay.
Are you familiar with them?
Yep.
They actually did 2 hours of a workout that you could just kind of drop in on for at least a minimum $10 donation. And all the fundraising went towards actually the radiothon that you're going to be running on, Treadmill Challenge.
Yep.
Melanie and...
Running is not in my vocabulary, but I'm walking.
Okay,
Fundraising
awesome.
could be, though.
Fundraising
is where it's at,
Fundraising,
all right? You can go as
100%.
slow as you want, all right?
And they raised just, I think, a little over $1,000 in 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So we really thank OB Training. Appreciate it. And it was a great workout and a way to get people in their facility, to see if it's something they're interested in doing. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to walk again. It was a good workout.
Sarah made reference. I will be part of the Treadmill Challenge coming up on the expo. I got the phone call this morning. I was like, I'd love to do it. I'm on a
that's
treadmill every morning. And mine's just, do it for a cause.
Yeah.
So what you said? What time are you going to be there?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. So
Yeah.
if
So is this like a
everybody,
head-to-head
everybody
type of-
listening, watching,
It
and
is.
whatever it is, you got to come see him. You got to support him.
Yes, I will be going live on all the social
that's cool.
medias.
Very
Make
cool.
sure I hit people up for some money. That's
So it's head to head. You're going to literally one treadmill is facing the other, and you're looking at the other person.
look out.
And
I feel sorry for that other person. Look at me.
and the minimum fundraising goal is $300.
Okay.
But anybody listening, please call in, start donating to Z now because
Right
you
now.
can do that.
Okay, I want to go in there with 300.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
Yes.
And a lot of people do.
So how do they donate now if they wanted to my treadmill challenge?
To your treadmill challenge. Actually, soon it's something that you'll be able to post. We're going to put a treadmill challenge participant on our website for you, so people can actually go on the website and donate to you
I love
That's
it.
Utica Heart Run.
at uticaheartrunwalk.org.
Okay.
So
So we'll get that quick.
yeah, we'll get that done. Otherwise, they can give you a check or make a
Or call in.
donation
You
out.
can call in to-
Or you can call in the day of as you're on the treadmill from 9 to 10.
Yep.
They can call into WIBX
Okay.
and donate. They can give you a pledge that morning.
I'm going to shake down a lot of people right now.
Great to hear. That's
Let's
great to
shake
hear.
them down. We recently had our anniversary party for the D, and we raised a couple $100 for the American Heart Association.
That's awesome.
Oh,
And
thank
they named it Team
you.
Heart.
Oh, really?
So,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you. That's great.
So yeah, it's important to us, and we've all lost friends to this horrible disease. So we've been out there year in and year out representing for sure, and it's really cool. Actually, I get to take part in the treadmill challenge.
Yeah,
So
that'll be great.
yes, I'm gonna
Happy to hear that.
talk some crap to people,
there you go.
just
Yep.
shake them down a little bit, right?
Right?
And for those of you that are fundraising already, there's some changes to this year's way that you receive heart rewards.
Incentives?
Incentives.
right here.
Exactly.
Some cool new merch.
Yep. So there is new merch, and it's actually available through uticaheartrunwalk.org. So most people are fundraising online already. So once you hit the $100 mark, you're eligible for rewards. It's actually a point-based system. So $100 equals 100 points. $250 level is actually 300 points. And this is cumulative. So say you raise $100, you can go back and to your heart rewards and redeem that 100 points. Or you can accumulate your points and get a nicer item.
Throughout the years, can you do that?
No, it's actually from now through 6 weeks after Heart Walk.
Okay.
So that's the deadline to redeem the fundraise and redeem the rewards. The shirt I have on is at the $500 rewards level, if anybody can see.
I can see it. I'll put this. There you go.
Yep. So I figured I would wear our merchandise. It's very, very convenient. People just may not realize that this reward system is new because we've typically had all of our incentives to hand out during registrations or day of walk. The one thing we will have to hand out is the shirt behind us. That's at the $250 level, which most people are used to receiving. So
The neat thing is about this rewards one, it gives you a much larger variety. We only had a handful of things before, and they were great. But this gives you a wide variety of things: male, female, kids, what have you. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the neat opportunity.
You have to be careful also because they do expire after 6 weeks after
Yes.
the walk.
Yeah,
So be aware of
Do
that.
not redeem, you will miss out on your incentive.
And so the points do not carry over into next year.
they do not.
Some really cool merch, though. You got some cool hats. Steve, I think you would look really good in this bucket hat.
That was the one thing I said. Why would someone get that? But hey,
I think you would look
might.
great in it.
You might. I'm not a hat person.
Can rock it.
I think you would rock that. It's got the Run DMC flavor to it.
Yeah,
like a
for
little
sure.
tango. No, you got some really cool merch. There's some zip up hoodies and there's some knit hoodies. Good stuff.
Jacket.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there a company that you work with that does your merchandise? Do you know of?
We work with A&P
A&P?
on a local level for our local merchandise. As far as the Heart Walk Hero Gear here, that is done through our national center. So we work
A
with
variety of
yeah.
vendors, I would guess. Yeah.
Right on. So let me ask you, after it's done, Heart Run and Walk 2020 in the books, do you start working on 2021 the very next day, or?
Yep, we
Yeah.
may already be doing that. No,
Yeah.
You're already
We
working on
were talking
2021.
about that this morning already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, because you want to keep everything fresh, especially, if new ideas and things of that nature. So, yes, we have wrap-up meetings to see what we did very well and some things we want to brush up on. But, yeah, we do. Basically, the day after, we're up and running to try to make the next year even more powerful.
More powerful and bring new things into the
Absolutely.
into the mix. It's always important to keep changing things up,
You're
right?
right.
Don't you
something
feel?
we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
Oh, do it.
Heartbreak Hill.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
Very familiar.
Tell me what you know about it.
I've walked it up. I walked up it a couple times, and there's always music playing on Heartbreak Hill. That's for sure, and that's pretty much where all the radio stations are.
Correct.
As you walk up, and a lot of people that live on that route will have house parties and
Yeah.
DJs and Jello shots and whatever. So
Yeah.
it's always a party on Heartbreak Hill. But
Yeah.
what are you going to tell me about Heartbreak Hill?
What about it?
Well, mascots. We've got
Oh, okay.
mascots.
Okay.
Kids
Yes.
love to stop and take the pictures with them.
The
And
group that we have doing it, is it
Catalyst Group.
Catalyst Group is
They
doing it.
are
And
our
they're doing a
volunteers.
bang-up job.
They're doing awesome. They're actually
They are
making
doing
sure they introduce themselves to every person that lives on Heartbreak Hill, so they're aware of what's going to happen. Some people are new, have moved in since it's all started, and we actually had one person contact us and say that they wanted to get involved. They knew that they moved on Heartbreak Hill, and how can we help?
Oh, cool.
Which is awesome. So
Yeah, we reached out to a couple of the schools along the route too, because one of the feedback I got last year was that there's not much until you get to Heartbreak Hill. So I really want to, if there's anybody listening, any of your, your people watching, if they're on that route, please let me know. Get a hold of us because we really would like to kind of line the whole route with people cheering or music,
Cheerleaders,
whatever talent someone's got, we want.
Fans.
There you go.
yeah,
Absolutely.
jugglers.
It's a very good point. If you're trying to get a name for yourself, you're trying to get out there, please use the opportunity. Use this to an opportunity to get your name out there, and we would love to have you.
And we have a sponsor this year for Heartbreak Hill. Second year in a row, Utica First Insurance
Great company,
is
great organization,
sponsoring
great
Heartbreak
organization.
Hill. So we'll have some selfie signs to take, and you can post to social media. It's a lot of fun.
I love when the families and the people that live on the route come together, and it's a great atmosphere. It's such a
Absolutely, yeah.
great vibe on Heartbreak
Right.
Hill,
Mm-hmm.
and people love and they look forward to it every year. It must be weird for the people that are first moving into that neighborhood that
Yeah.
didn't know this is going on.
Right.
You would have to kind of break them in and be like, "Do you know what happens here?"
Especially if they don't talk to their neighbors.
Right.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden, Saturday morning, they're
And
having all this crew people come through.
That's where Catalyst Group has really come in. This is their third year doing this. The first year it was new to them, and then they kind of did the same thing. They went back, kind of had a session where what can we do better, and they really did a great job last year. And then they're like, okay, so now they've got everything under control. They want to make sure that all of the people that live on that area really are part of it. So, they may have decorating contests. Who can decorate their house the best?
Oh, yeah?
Who's the loudest? So,
Who's the
it makes it more fun. That's what people are looking for. So
They can have fun.
So all this money that's allocated from the Heart Run and Walk, talk about the different programs that it gets distributed to.
Okay.
Because there's different.
Well, what we have is a community impact grant
Okay.
that people don't realize. We spent over $300,000 in the community for non-for-profits, for walking paths, for exercise equipment, for AEDs. And that's something we're very proud of. We're one of the only ones in the country that have had this particular program. But like everything else, we always talk about the money goes to research, education, trying to get bills passed, like the smoking age to 21. One thing that I was really kind of involved in a few years ago was the where you have to have hands-only CPR in the
Before you
schools
graduate.
before you graduate. So that, in my opinion, is going to be a huge impact in the future of people's lives being saved, because every single child in New York State has to have hands-only CPR before they graduate.
wow.
So that is one of the largest initiatives that the American Heart Association put together. And again, sometimes they don't hear about those little stories,
Right.
but that was one of our better ones.
Does it all stay local for the most part?
It impacts local.
It impacts local?
Yes.
It impacts local. We couldn't do what we do in the community without the support. But as far as the research and education, if it doesn't happen here, it comes back to us.
Gotcha.
So no matter what, it's coming back.
Well, just the weekend alone has such a huge economical
Sure.
impact on the community.
True.
Just the 2
Very good
days
point.
alone.
Very good point.
People are. I can only imagine what that. It's not a nice and easy anymore. But that right across the street on Burstone,
Cliffs.
Cliffs. Thank you, Cliffs. They must kill it on that weekend.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
actually, Cliffs is
of our sponsors as well.
providing all the coffee for the entire weekend in the gym.
Thank you, Cliffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So during the expo from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on March 6th, and then from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. on March 7th, they'll be in Utica College's gym, and you can get a fresh cup of coffee off,
Can we
Courtesy of Cliffs.
courtesy of Cliffs.
Can we get an IV into me when I'm
Yeah.
on the treadmill,
Yeah.
please?
For coffee.
Cliff,
Sure.
they got any sort of IV thing going on? No, but it does. It impacts the economy so much. Just those 2 days alone, and I mean, the restaurants are busy, and people are coming to town, and there's bars and Dunkin' Donuts right there. I mean, there's just a lot of good things going on just in that little couple blocks of this Heart Run and
Yeah.
Walk. So.
And to just do a little spin-off of what Steve was mentioning with the community impact grants, those are are like-minded mission nonprofit organizations in our local area who are looking to have a heart-healthy, sustainable program. And they can get up to a $5,000 grant this year for a program that focuses on heart-healthy initiatives. One, bringing food into areas of need. It could be inner cities. It could be rural areas. We've given a grant to an organization called Pathfinder Village. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but it's out in Edmonston, New York. And that's a place that they don't have a grocery store right there. But they have a hoop house. And we've helped expand that hoop house, which helps grow vegetables all year long.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're making hula hoops. but-
Yeah, no. And then they have a
Gotta jump for
farmer's
the hoop to get some
market
food.
once a week. And, the local people that live there can get their fresh fruits and vegetables. Yeah.
Awesome.
So far. So just one of the many things that we support. And Utica Roadrunners actually wrote a grant for the switchback trails behind Valley View Golf Course. And we actually funded the exercise course on the switchback trails.
Very cool.
Things people don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. And I'm glad you're using my platform to get it out there. Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
I appreciate that, though. I just love this event so much that it comes together with such great community impact as well. And you get to see people over and over again. Like every year, me and Genesee
Yeah.
Joe from The Drive have
Yes.
our yearly
Exactly.
selfie together. We
That's
can never
funny.
take a serious picture together, but our yearly picture, we're bundled up outside and we get that picture taken. So
That's awesome.
It's a tradition now. It's
Yeah.
Sure.
You've had this tradition going on for many, many years, and looking forward to this year. Looking forward to doing the treadmill challenge. And
Yay.
thank you guys so much for coming in and talking about all of this that's been going on. Let's talk about, before we do get out of here, let's talk about a couple different things and how people can maintain a healthy heart, because this is. How they can
You're not gonna
reduce
look at me, are you?
how we can reduce the heart disease
Carrie?
in people's lives. Carrie, now over to you.
One of the things like we do like to talk about is small changes in your life. Maybe parking a little bit further away from work and taking the parking lot, take the stairs. Start slow and then build up, and you would be surprised on what difference it actually does make in your health. And it's noticeable. It's noticeable right away. Slight changes in maybe smoke a little bit less, drink a little bit less, or quit. Quit would
How
be
about
ideal.
don't smoke
but-
at all?
Yeah. Or and not to
Exactly.
drug carry, but 80% of heart disease is preventable. So you think about it.
Huge number.
That's a huge number. You think about 8 out of every 10 people in the hospital right now with a heart condition or heart-related condition or cardiac condition shouldn't have been there in the first place. And that is very, like you say, impactful. When all you got to do is small things like Carrie's saying, maybe lose some weight, exercise
for a
more,
walk.
go for,
Just start.
Diet.
diet's huge, obviously. Know your numbers. Go to the doctors and make sure that you understand where your numbers are and know what you have to work on. It not only can save your life, but it enriches your life. I always talk about, we talk about trying to save lives, the Heart Association does, but we enrich lives of people with heart disease or could possibly have heart disease, We help them to lead healthier lives.
Yeah, 80%.
80%.
80%.
It's a big number.
It is.
It's mostly self-induced.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Changing habits.
change your habits.
Yep.
And that's the PSA of the day. Change your habits, people. I try to get a public service announcement
There you
on a
go.
daily basis. And today is change your habits.
Yep.
And live a healthier life. It's more important. As you get older, your body starts changing. I know when I hit 40 was like the end. I'm like, I got to start taking care of myself.
Thank God you're getting older because I'm not.
You look great. No, but it's important to take care of yourself and watch your diet and exercise and just maintain. If you want to get a couple more years on this earth, then you got to take care of yourself.
And when I look at it, I have 2 kids, so I want to teach them healthy habits.
Yes,
But I have to lead by example.
you have to.
They're always watching.
They sure are.
They are. Excellent, folks. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to get across before we bounce?
We could talk all day.
Yeah.
We could.
Really.
They-
Everybody, UticaHeartRunWalk.org for any information that you need, any changes and updates. We always try to put on there. So anything you can do to help out, to fundraise, be a part, come and show up. We appreciate them all.
I love what you guys do.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love this event, and it's great for our community. And we really, really need to get the fact out that we are the originals in this
Yes.
community.
We're at. Yes,
Yes.
we sure are.
Like the rest of the nation needs to know this.
Oh, they do, actually.
They do?
They
I
do.
would rub it
there
in
was
every chance you
one of the board members said they got off a plane in, I think it was in California, and there was an advertisement for their run and walk, and it said, "Let's beat Utica, New York."
Get out.
I think it was California.
Yeah.
It was in the airport, yes.
We've set the standard.
We said,
Yeah.
oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
These other communities, are they shooting at like $1 million goals?
Some of them have
Your larger market.
exceeded.
Exceeded, yeah.
Yeah.
Larger.
Larger markets,
New
like
York
Boston's
City,
and New York
Dallas.
City, you just
LA.
once.
All
Yeah,
those
we
big
can't. We just can't compete anymore, but
Right.
But we are one of the top. So
But
Amazing.
we can't compete because we gave them the recipe.
Yes, exactly.
well said.
Exactly. I like
I'm going
that.
to use that.
Do you know the most you've ever raised in a year?
Most we ever raised, I want to say it was in the 1.2 area.
Yep.
Okay.
Excellent.
I do know
Right.
that. Yes.
That's what we're shooting for.
That's what we're shooting for.
1.2.
Give us to the million, and then we'll go to the 0.2.
Going for 1.5.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Next year.
Come on, we got to shoot high, man. We got to shoot
True.
high. Will Chobani be there?
They will actually be at the finish line handing out yogurt. Yes.
Favorite part.
Good.
Yeah.
They will be there. They're excited, actually.
Yeah, it's great company. Well, you mentioned Edmonston, and that's their home
Yep.
Absolutely.
area.
That's
Absolutely.
exactly where Chobani is, South
Yep.
Edmonston. Yep.
Great company.
And they are huge supporters. They'll have a Heart Walk team too, so look out. Look out for them.
Yes, great, cool. Thank you so much. Make sure Carrie walks this year. She needs to get
Oh,
broke.
I wish, but we have
I'll
to
be
keep her
working.
busy.
Yeah, she'll be busy.
All right,
She'll be busy.
Carrie, you're not going to sleep that weekend. You know this,
Probably
right?
not.
Yes, they're going to put an IV of coffee from Cliffs into you as well.
Yes.
So.
Actually, Sarah, I don't think we've slept in a couple of weeks
No.
so far leading up.
So if you notice,
The dark circles.
Continue all the great work that you people are doing
Thank you.
over at the Heart Association. And let me know if you got any other events coming up. Are you doing Cycle Nation again? That's coming up again?
yeah, actually, it'll be at the Utica Auditorium, the
Okay.
Adirondack Bank Center, September 18th.
Great. So I expect you to come back
We
to
will.
promote that.
Pam will
Pam will be here.
be here, and
And
you know?
before that, we have Go Red for Women.
Yes,
So-
actually, we have our Go Red Luncheon May 6th.
May 6th. And where's
Yes.
that at?
It's at Hearts Hill.
Hearts Hill.
And actually, we're including a Festival of Red, which is a tiny expo compared to our Heart Expo, but that'll be from 10:30 to noon that morning. So
Very well
we're
attended.
looking
It's a very
forward
good
to
event.
that. Yeah, it's very well attended. We can't quite fit any more into
It
the
sounds like
space.
it. All crammed right in there for all these events.
but
and
it's really
activities.
great. It's really great. So
For more information, though, your website, give your
UticaHeartRunWalk.org. I'll have it all.
Awesome. Great.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much. This has been great. And we'll see you at the Treadmill Challenge and all
Definitely.
that. Thank you to Utica Coffee, EJA Moving Services, Utica Hemp, and my good friends over at Saranac. Tomorrow, I got my friends from Broadway Utica coming in. We're talking Broadway Utica. A lot of great shows coming up. Cats is coming up next week at the Stanley Theater on the 3rd and 4th of March. And they've got a bunch of other things going on. So I'm going to talk to my friends from Broadway Theater League. And then on Wednesday, Isaac French. You guys know Isaac French? You know the band The Old Main, right?
Yeah.
He's the new keyboardist in The Old Main. This kid has a voice that is unbelievable. You check him out. He's got a new album coming out and a new single. He's going to be on the show on
He has
Wednesday.
longer hair.
Yes.
I met him. He has the most amazing voice in the entire universe.
He really does.
Oh my goodness!
He really
I
does.
told him that too.
I did too, as a matter of fact. But they
He
had-
just told you that, too.
Hi, Isaac. You'll probably remember me.
They had Nash's last bash a couple weeks ago at some random church down there by Munson Williams, and they were introducing Isaac and Dusty into the. Well, they've been in the band for a little bit, but they took over a little bit, and he played "Let It Be" by the Beatles. And towards the end, where he's the high pitched screaming, Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
he just
He
blew that
can
out
do
of the water. I'm like, bro, you got to come on the podcast. You got to do this on the podcast.
Awesome.
Kid's amazing. The Old Main, great band. I
Yes.
love what they're doing
Yep,
out
they're up
there.
at Woods Valley a lot.
They are. In fact, they just played there this
That's
weekend.
how I've seen Isaac a couple times.
Have you? And he has another band called Nina's Brew. So if you get a
Oh, okay.
chance to check them out, they moved here. Like he's not from
He's
the
from
area.
Vermont.
He's from Vermont. See,
Sorry.
you know, wow, you
a
really
little
got
closer,
into it.
huh?
Yeah.
I have conversations with people.
Did you fangirl on him?
No,
It sounds like you
I
did.
met his fiance too, but I did. I totally fangirled.
It sounds like you fangirled on him.
Because the day I met him, I thought he was going to be playing there, and I turned around and I was like, "Hey, why aren't you singing tonight?" So anyway, I was hoping
He's an amazing talent. We have such a
Yes.
great music scene in the area, and the
it was
Old
a
Main.
great addition.
And yeah, absolutely. And the Old Main is right there at the top of the list with all the great bands. So that's coming up on Wednesday. Thanks again so much for
Thank
coming in.
you.
It's great to catch up with all of you. And I
Wait
will
to see
you
everybody
guys-
March 7th.
Yeah, we will see everybody March
And March 6th.
and the 6th at the Expo for sure.
You got it.
Thanks, guys. We'll
Thanks
see you
again.
soon
Thank
later.
you.
So you just bought
Bye.
your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.